Okay.
All right.
So,
Armageddon happened.
yeah. And, as
Left
fans,
a lot of questions.
we were wondering what happened because we all assumed in Armageddon that Taven defeated Blaze and made everybody stronger. So, what happened next?
Why do I don't... I remember on the internet back in the day, we all thought Scorpion or everyone was going to die and only Scorpion and Sub-Zero were going to come back.
That's what we thought. Well,
do you remember those rumors?
I do.
Okay,
Actually.
so I'm not crazy then.
So we just kind of assumed that Taven defeated Blaze, but his ending made everybody stronger. So what happened there? I guess
We just assumed that everyone died. And there was a rumor going on. I don't know if anyone out there remembers it. If you can fact check that.
the thing is,
I don't know. This is my memory.
The thing is, after Armageddon, this was announced.
And we were all perplexed.
My initial thought was after the Battle of Armageddon, they broke open the multiverse, and then this happened.
So you thought more into it than I did, because I was like, what? I mean, okay. This is before I got into DC Comics, really. I mean, I liked them, but this is way before I got deep into that.
But that's not what happened.
No, that's definitely not.
Just to clarify before we get into the storyline, this is Mortal Kombat 8, technically.
Which I don't understand.
Which is confirmed by Ed Boon. This is Mortal Kombat 8. It's not canon.
See, that's what I don't get about it. If it's not canon, how is it MK8?
Because it's a fighting game is the only thing I can think of. But
I think Ed Boon just doubled down and just said, yeah, it's canon. It's part of the main
if this came out
line
before Deadly Alliance, it probably wouldn't have been a big deal. But because they released this after Armageddon, which was the big culmination of the storyline, this has a lot of fans scratching their head, rolling their eyes, like, why? I want to know what happened. We won't find that out for 3 years after this game.
It took 3 years to get to...
This came out in 2008, MK9 came out in 2011.
Wow.
But this game... Enough about that. This game came out, and people were all very skeptical about it. Myself being one of them.
I was curious.
So I ended up renting the game from Blockbuster. I ended up buying it eventually because I'm a Mortal Kombat fan. Let's talk about.
I think I had it also.
You may have. I don't know. But anyway, so my initial thoughts on the game were, oh, okay, that wasn't bad.
It's not good. It's not bad.
And then I got older, and we'll go through that, but. The game itself does one thing, I think, really well that future games do take and improve upon.
Yeah.
This is the first Mortal Kombat game officially to have a story mode.
Yeah.
Which, awesome.
I think universally everyone agreed that was a pretty cool feature.
Not that I care for the story much in this game, but...
I mean, it's fun comic book fun.
So the way the game works, there's a story mode it's split into two halves. So you have the Mortal Kombat side and you have the DC side. The Mortal Kombat side starts with after Liu Kang defeated Shao Khan, Raiden finds him and wants to destroy him, hits him with a lightning bolt, and he gets... Bleh. At the same time, on the DC side, Superman defeats Darkseid.
He interrupts his boom tube with his heat vision.
And that causes the two realms to merge together.
I don't understand the science behind that, but, it's DC Comics and Mortal Kombat. They just make it up.
So one side sees the DC characters as the invaders. The other side sees the Mortal Kombat characters as the invaders. And you have, weird power fluctuations. Characters that shouldn't be that strong are, and then characters that are supposed to be super strong are weaker.
Initially, we were all concerned about because, how are you going to have a fighting game with Superman against any of these characters? In a fighting game, it doesn't end. I know Superman holds back a lot when he fights some people in comics.
But Scorpion, as much as I prefer him as a character to Superman, should not be able to be Superman in a fight.
No, honestly, Superman would probably see Scorpion as a serious threat and go all out and just end it.
Or Sub-Zero should be able to smoke Batman and...
Yeah.
Anyway.
But they do something in story with that.
There's this whole combat rage thing going on, which fluctuates everybody's power level.
Which it's creative. It's creative, so give them that.
So anyway, honestly, not much happens in the story. It's just, oh, these guys are here, these guys are here. And it culminates in a big battle in, like, Apocalypse mixed with Outworld.
Yeah.
And the only ones left standing are Raiden and Superman. And they see this super-powered monstrosity, Dark Khan, who's a fusion of Shao Khan and Darkseid.
Yes. It's a cool design.
It's a cool design. And they fight each other to a draw, which I guess would be accurate, since Raiden's a god.
Yeah, Raiden... Would you consider his powers magic?
Yeah.
Then that's
he's
what
a god.
Superman's a weekend, so it evens out pretty well.
So then they're like, wait, we're fighting the wrong people. Let's fight this guy. They tag team Dark Khan, destroy him, split the worlds back, but Shao Kahn ends up in the DC world and Darkseid ends up in the Mortal Kombat world.
And they send Shao Kahn to the Phantom Zone.
Oh, and I forgot, and then they trap Darkseid in the Netherrealm.
Yeah.
So, there you go. Nothing really interesting storyline-wise, but...
I should know, from this point on in the next game, we will go in more depth with the story modes. However, with this game...
those games are canon.
Yeah.
And a lot more happens in them.
Yeah. This is pretty much, we're trying to figure out what's the combat rage. Someone comes in, fight. Gets infected.
So talk about the roster. The way they made the roster was they picked a character... And they picked a Mortal Kombat character. Whoever they thought was a good counterpart to them on the DC side is who they picked there.
Honestly, in terms of DC characters, they pretty much got all the big characters.
So the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to talk about the Mortal Kombat character, then I'm going to talk about his DC counterpart back to back.
Yeah.
So we'll start with the obvious one, Scorpion. Admittedly, I like his design in this game.
Actually, all the character designs I really like in this game.
He does have some of his moves back. He has a scissor kick. He hasn't has his MK2. He's got his teleport bag. He's still got the Hellfire, but he doesn't have the backflip kick anymore. His fatalities suck.
Well, the fatalities have been...
nerfed.
No, they've been, I would say, PG-ified.
Yeah.
PG-13-ified.
Yeah.
Let's go with that, PG-13.
His DC counterpart is the Flash, so...
I don't understand that one.
Some of them don't make sense.
No.
But, here we are, so...
Anywho.
he's got the typical Flash. He's a lot like Cabal.
Yeah, Flash is pretty much, he's all about speed, and he can actually be pretty cheap.
Yeah, he can. So, next to our Mortal Kombat side, we have Sub-Zero, who has a teleport now.
It doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't understand his teleport. Everyone has a teleport, I think, in this game.
Every single person has a teleport. Sub-Zero, why would Sub-Zero need a teleport?
He literally does the trust fall,
I do like...
turns in the ice in the ground, and then comes back.
I do like the block of ice move he makes in the air that drops in their head. I think
that's a cool move.
But, and then his
design is good, except for the fucking Cryomancer arms.
His DC counterpart, for some reason, isn't Mr. Freeze, it's Batman.
Haha! My favorite character gets your favorite DC character. Suck it.
Why is Batman Sub-Zero's counterpart?
They're both cold as ice.
That was bad. Bad. Anyway.
Or Captain Cole or any other of the
for some reason it's
villains of the DCU.
For some reason it's Batman. Okay, fine. Batman also has Scorpion scissor kick.
He does, doesn't he?
Okay. So Raiden. Typical Raiden, he's got his lightning moves. His DC counterpart is Superman.
Obviously.
And he's Superman,
yeah.
Part of me wants to talk about injustice in this marathon.
I mean, we can possibly do that.
We'll see. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Next up, we got Liu Kang, who is typical Liu Kang. I hate his design.
Really? I like it. I like the MK belt on him.
They made him way too stereotypical Asian looking.
I can understand that a little bit. I think they got a good balance in the next game.
His counterpart is Green Lantern.
More so than the newest MK, though? Would you say that? To be fair, he is voiced by actually an Asian actor.
I mean, he is Chinese. So, I mean, he should look Asian, but he looks over the top, stereotype Asian in this game. It doesn't look authentic.
I can understand
it doesn't look authentic, is what I'm saying.
Whereas MK11, it does look authentic.
MK11's
that's what you're
graphics.
saying?
Yes, MK11's
Well, I mean,
graphics
you
are also
could-
way better
yeah,
than
but
this
you
game.
could argue that the graphical limitations.
Yeah, I like his design way better in the next game.
I like everyone's design in the next game.
But anyway, his counterpart's Green Lantern, who has very typical Green Lantern-y moves. So,
And we would talk about the DC characters' designs, but they're all pretty much...
they're
ripped
the
out of
DC
comics.
characters, yeah.
It's classic costumes for them, which I appreciate. A lot better than some of the Injustice costumes.
Jax.
Jax.
Typical... You know who's not in this game is Johnny Cage.
Holy shit, he's not in this game!
That's weird. I mean, Jax is okay. His counterpart's Lex Luthor, who is just in a robot suit.
The two bald men are fighting each other.
Kano. Fuck Kano.
He's in every game.
I've never been a Kano fan.
I
His
don't
counterpart...
mind Kano. I love to hate him.
His counterpart is the Joker.
Okay.
I mean, I love Joker, so...
I think it's the first time Richard Epcar voiced Joker.
It is. And he does so again in the Injustice games.
Yeah.
Richard Epcar also has voiced Raiden ever since this game.
Yes, he's also Richard Epcar's first job as Raiden.
And he's done a great job as Raiden. That's why he's
Richard
the only one.
Epcar is a great voice actor.
That's why he's the only one that sticks around through every game.
Shout out to Richard Epcar.
Shang Tsung. He's Shang Tsung.
Yeah.
He can't morph, but, you know, whatever.
But
His,
has he really been able to morph in a lot of the games, though?
not until recently, no.
Yeah.
His counterpart is Captain Marvel or Shazam. Okay.
Yeah, okay. A lot of these don't make sense, but you gotta have them.
Next up, we have... I'm trying to
Personally, I think Shang Tsung there should have been another villain.
Yeah, but the only villains in the DC side are Deathstroke, Lex Luthor, and Joker. And you could argue Catwoman.
Yeah.
We'll get to her in a second.
Honestly, maybe Ra's al Ghul should have been.
Ra's al Ghul would have been cool.
For Shang Tsung.
Anyway, Baraka. Baraka's in here, but not Johnny Cage.
Yeah.
He's Baraka.
He's awesome.
His counterpart is Deathstroke, who is badass. I like Deathstroke. He's cool.
Deathstroke is really cool.
Sonya.
She has a very tight white tee.
She does. Her counterpart is Catwoman.
I can see that one.
Catwoman's cool. Sonya reminds me of her MK4 design, actually.
Yeah, it does. Well, to be fair, in terms of the timeline, this does take place right after 3. So
if this is in the timeline, but if
yes.
not. Katana. She's sexy in this game. In her renders, like the actual in-game graphics are, you know, but her renders are sexy. Her
All
counterpart,
the females look pretty good in this game.
her counterpart is of course Wonder Woman.
Which should be no contest for Wonder Woman.
Oh, I love Katana, but Wonder Woman would smoke Katana.
Oh God, yes.
Did I forget anybody? Or is that everybody? There are the 2 unlockable characters, but I think that's everyone.
Oh yeah, that's when Manuel starts sucking.
I want to say that's everybody. I don't think I missed anyone, because Reptile's not in this, Johnny Cage isn't in this, Goro's not in this.
Cabal's not in this.
No, I think that's everyone.
Yeah, I think so.
Then there are 2 unlockable characters, Shao Khan, who looks like basically how he did in Deception and Armageddon. And his counterpart is Darkseid. Because of course it is. And then there's
there's never going to be a big bang. It couldn't be the Anti-Monitors. What am I saying? No, there's no one in the MK universe that could... Maybe Blaze, I guess.
And then the boss character is Dark Khan, who isn't as cheap as Onaga or Blaze.
No, he's pretty manageable.
So, there you go. I mean, he looks cool, but... That's all.
That's what all Dark Khan has going for him is his looks.
Gameplay-wise, it's a little bit of a departure from first.
The Bland trilogy. Yes, that's what I'm
And
dubbing
honestly,
it.
I think it's worse.
For me, it's definitely it's the middle road between the last trilogy and the new trilogy.
But it feels slow and clunky.
Yeah, I agree with that. Going back to it,
And they're throwing mini game after mini game in the middle of the fight.
Yeah. I mean,
they remove the fighting styles, but you lose, control.
Yeah. The one thing I did like is when the falling combat. I thought that was pretty cool.
I mean, because if you can't just throw people anymore, like you pull them in and you gotta or you throw people through walls, which would be cool if you didn't have to button mash.
Yeah.
And the fatalities suck. Like, these are the worst. Sub-Zeros are okay.
I don't even remember these fatalities, to be honest.
Like, Sub-Zero honestly has the best fatalities in the game. But then,
would you rather go back to the fatalities from the previous game, though?
Yes.
Really? The same generic...
At least they're dying. This one, the DC heroes don't kill people. Even though Superman caving somebody's head into the ground would kill them.
Meanwhile, you have Deathstroke and the Joker in this.
Their fatalities are censored, which is annoying.
DC characters don't kill people.
Joker shoots somebody in the head. But fatalities are kind of crappy.
They're PG-13.
The gameplay is very clunky, honestly. Yeah, you can free flow combos now, but it feels awkward to pull off because the game's so slow.
Yeah.
And there's not, like, a lot to this game. There's no crypt. There's no unlockable. There's no secret fights.
That's why I'm just like, how is this MK?
Like, there's a story mode, an arcade mode, and a combo challenge. And that's literally all there is to this game. Oh, and there's, of course, the standard multiplayer stuff. But there's no crypt. There's no, Necropolis. There's no card combat, motor combat, chess combat.
Yeah, thankfully they got rid of that.
I mean, I get it, but say what you want. Those games have more to offer than this one.
True.
Like, this game does not feel like a $60 game. It feels like a budget game that was forced on the store shelves because DC wanted a crossover.
Yeah.
Like, for me, honestly, this is gotta be the bottom of the barrel for the fighting games for me in the Mortal Kombat series. It's not like Mythologies or Special Forces bad or anything like that, but to me, this is the worst
I get some novelty out of it because the DC characters, so this isn't bottom for me. I'd say that's more...
If you want to have a fighting game with DC characters, I'm going to play Injustice.
Yeah, but to play a Scorpion beat the shit out of Superman...
Injustice. Scorpions and Injustice.
Yeah, but I hate the looks of the characters in Injustice.
Yeah, okay. That game's still better than this. Like, this is just... I'm not a fan of this one. I almost wanted to start this review by saying, don't play this game and just do the MK9 review, but I'm not going to do that.
Well, I mean, in terms of story, you don't need to play this.
Oh, it doesn't do anything.
It doesn't do anything.
It's the only game in the series that plays this way.
I asked for the third fucking time, how is this MK? Did Ed Boon just, like, double down or something? So, yeah, this is MK8.
And this is the only game in the series that plays this way.
Honestly, I would love to be the fly on the wall between that meeting. It's like, hey, DC wants to do a crossover with Mortal Kombat. What? I mean, okay.
But that's it.
On the bright side, we have nowhere to go but up now.
Oh, and it goes way up with the next game. But that's for next time.
Yes.
So thank you guys so much for watching our review.
Finally, we can fucking talk about the next game.
That's next time. Thank you so much, guys, for watching our video on NK versus DC. We hope you enjoyed the game more than I did. Maybe you found some novelty out of it. I don't know.
I get some novelty out of it.
If I'm going to play a comic book crossover fighting against Marvel vs. Capcom.
Oh, 100%.
That's all I'm saying.
Marvel vs. Capcom 1 and 2, definitely.
Not 3.
Not 3. Maybe 4. I haven't played 4.
I heard that's garbage. Anyway, have a good one, guys. Take it easy.